And we are gonna be having the poster session on Monday, okay? So how many of you have checked the instructions on the posters? Okay, everything is posted in Canvas, okay? So, any questions so far about the poster session? So, we're gonna have a lecture from 8:30 to 11, okay? You have to have your documents ready by 8:30. So the poster session is gonna be held between 11 and noon, okay? All you gotta do in the other room that we had the other class, you're gonna have spots assigned around the room, so you just have to hang your poster there. So 4-letter sized pages, so you don't have to spend printing a poster that is in progress, is too expensive at this moment. If you decide to pursue presentation of your poster, then you can go ahead and use the other references there, print and go to present it to a conference, okay? So at this moment, it's just 4-letter size pages put all together. So the instructions I gave you are to how to get that printed, okay? Feel free to modify the template at your will. You're gonna have to have only the A3 form within the left-hand side and a glimpse of the future state, and if you have a draft of the other things, countermeasures and responsibilities, so on and so forth, just include it there, all right? Mandatory, all the information to the current state, a glimpse of your future state, okay? All right? So we're gonna have that from 11 to noon, all right? And then we're gonna give you an announcement at noon on Monday, okay? So that's part of your evaluation for the midterm, okay? All right.
Are we ready? Yes. Good morning, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. All right. You have been to companies, right? So let's see what you should go with first. So let's maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes on a review of what you should be, how you should be thinking, and then we add some stuff. Fair enough? If I ask you, how many of you plan to be rich? Everybody raise your hand. Raise your hand, raise your hand. Rich. Like nobody, somebody here not planning to be rich? Who's not planning to be? Who wants to say, oh, I want to be poor? Okay. So, I want you to tell me your plan. Show me, based on what you have learned, your plan to become wealthy. Somebody tell me. I will sit here and relax. Somebody tell me. Enrique? Nobody's talking to me today. Somebody say something. Otherwise, we all sit here, take a nap.
Work hard.
Huh?
Work hard.
Are you saying that somehow work hard is going to lead you to wealth? Yes? Sometimes, if that was the case, the hardest people working are the poorest people. So show me what you have learned in this class so you can apply to systems, right? How do you think? So how are you going to become rich? Well, there's a couple of ways. If your family is rich, and they like you, and they like you, it is possibly they may leave you something. Right? 2, if the idea is to build wealth on your own, how would you do it? Come on, tell me. Enrique? Enrique, come up here. Why is this class not talking?
Maybe they're asleep still.
Huh? They're asleep? Okay, everybody get up. Alright, put your coffee cups away so it doesn't spill. Alright, put them away. Make them do exercise. 5 minutes. Alright, jumping jacks or something.
Okay, let's first
You
thing.
don't mess this up.
Alright guys, let's try to move with your seats.
Coffee,
a
be
little
careful of the coffee.
bit. Move your pods a little bit up forward so that you make space. Everybody has plenty of space. There has to be some clear corridors.
We're gonna change the class.
No, not all the way forward. Just to do enough here, so that you have space right to your seat. Okay?
Make them wake up. Make them wake up. Jumping jacks, everybody. Lead it, come on, lead us.
Okay.
Do hard exercises for 10 minutes.
Hard exercise?
Yeah, hard exercise. Make it.
All right, 5 jumping jacks. 1.
All right, come on, come on, come on.
1.
A lot more.
5 squats.
No.
Yeah, this is good, this is good. All right, who's not going down? Shoot anybody that's not going down. Down, down, down. Young man, all the way down, all the way down. Very good. All right, and continue.
All right, right arm across. We're stretching first. You have to stretch.
Is there
Get up.
Left arm. All right, there you go.
You done?
Are you ready?
No. What was the hardest one? Squat. 50 squats. I'm good. Count them out. 1.
So 1,
There you go. Okay.
10.
Everybody.
15,
There you go.
25, 30,
Ah!
31, 43, 49, or 50.
All right, everybody get back in your seat. Let's assume that hard work led you to wealth. Your primary driver in your life, if that's what it is, if it is wealth, right? You cannot come back and you say to yourself, I am going to be wealthy today. This is what you call a lagging indicator. This is a lagging indicator. You cannot touch this. This is not something you touch. The only thing at this moment that you can touch that is within your control is what? The only thing that you can do at this moment is this. And if you press on this and press on this and press on this, if your model, which is not correct, okay, if this model was correct, then it would mean that the harder that I work, this is what I can control. This is what? This is now a leading performance indicator. What is the difference between leading and lagging? Lagging, you're great. Lagging is your grade. Lagging is wealth. Right? What is leading? Leading is maybe how effective you are, how smart you are, how much you study. In each of these are the things that you push in a system. These are the things that you push in the system So the concept, most people people don't think this way. Most people think, oh, I have to be wealthy. So Livico, count my money. Counting your money is not going to make you wealthy. Lagging, leading. Where is your focus? When you design things, you have to design your life. You have to design a system. You have to design manufacturing. The things that you can control are these. And you hope that what happens? That this happens. Fair enough? You cannot touch this. Now, let's see our model. If that's okay, right? What is length of life? I want to extend the length of life. That is a measure, right? So I want you to keep that in mind. And I'm going to put something on the board, and you tell me if this is good or not. And I'm going to now focus on, let's say, manufacturing. I put something on the board. Like wealth. Wealth. I have multiple things here that I can talk about. I can talk about each of your countries and increasing the competitiveness of your country. How do I increase the competitiveness of my country? Where I can increase the regional competitiveness of each region. In each region, we hire more people. In each region, I can create a cost competitiveness, a technical competitiveness or other kind of competitiveness to take market share. In order to do this, I have to go into each company and increase the hospital and the government and all. I increase each company. Within each company, not every part of the company is messed up. It is a subsection of the company that needs to be improved. Okay? Of the subsection of the company, now I kind of try to give you an example. It can be a corporation, to a plant, to a line, to a particular cell that I have to improve. You see that, right? And in each of these cases, it doesn't have to be this way. I can focus in on this right here, with how your project is going on. What is the key that I want to do? Throughput, which is to increase the number of patients, documents, parts that are produced in a particular system. How am I going to do that? I can increase resources or reduce cycle time. If I reduce cycle time, how am I going to do it? I'm going to reduce it through flow, variation, disruption, and the quality of life. And for each one of these, what you're going to learn is, for example, from the Lego exercise, to enhance flow. We balanced the line, we had one piece flow, we had reduced batch sizes, et cetera, down the line. We did a lot of stuff. Are we okay? This is wealth. What is within your control at this point? When you are looking at your projects, and they say, we want this, and we want this, and we want this, and we want this, what is it that they want? The only thing that is within your control at this moment is this. This is your leading indicators. These all are lagging indicators. This is not something you can do anything about. This is not something you can do anything about. This is not something you can do anything. None of these things is something that you should focus in on. The only thing that you should focus in on is at this moment, this working backwards. Right? Yes? What do you control? I control my behavior. I control my ability to do a project. I control those. Whatever is in your control is what you control. And if you can do that, you can create wealth. Let me tell you, not that I can say I am the best example of wealth. I came here as a student, and my income at that moment as a graduate student was like $800 a month. Today I have more money that I can spend. Not that, oh my God, oh, I have everything. I always, from when I was your age, never looked at this. I looked at what? What is it that I can do? You know what I did? Based on the money that I made. And it's not that I got anything from my parents. When I was a student, I bought my first investment property. It's not hard work. There is a lot of little things that you have to push. Okay? A plan of where your focus is going to be. Sacrifice. Many, many other things that you have to consider. So this is not the only hard work, is not the only thing that you can. Where's your plan? On what? Are you going to go and dig ditches from 6 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night? And that's going to make you rich? So that's not the only button that you can focus in on. What button can you focus in on? a plan. On what? I want to build my wealth based on technology. I want to be able to develop a patent. I want to do it on real estate. I want to do it this way. I want to do it. Don't you have to have a plan? So, hard work, a vision of how you're going to get there. That vision you can control. Yes or no? Sacrifice. I can tell you that for the first 20 years that I was married, I never went on a single vacation. Everything that I earned, I put it back into investments. I control my work, my focus, my sacrifice, where I put my money. Those are the things that I control. My thought process was not wealth. My thing was driving was not just wealth, it was that my wife and my kids that were younger, if anything happens to me, should never have to worry about anything. That was drove. So it was not wealth, it was the financial security of my family. What you control. What you control is not the same thing as your desires and the metrics that you're chasing. Are we okay? Now, if you do not have a plan, if this is what you want, and I don't know, not everybody wants this, there are many, many other things that you can see. But if this is what you have no idea of your leading indicators that you control. Okay, and you have no plan on how to do this, the probability that you're going to be rich is much smaller. So either you're going to win the lottery, or your mom and dad are going to leave you a lot of money. The probability that you are going to achieve what you think you want is not going to happen because you don't know what to control. You do not know what to touch and control at this moment, and therefore, I don't know of a vision. I don't have a plan. I do not know how much sacrifice I need to make. I do not. Yet, I want to do this. That's not going to happen. For who is that going to happen, or the probability is going to be high? For who? For people I have a plan. For that plan, I know what is it that I need to do. If it is technology, then I need to study hard in a particular area to understand that technology, develop a patent, and build a company off of that. If it is something else, real estate, where should I invest in, what kind of real estate, where, how, etc. down the line, where am I going to get the investment, how am I going to model it, etc. down the line. You have to have that so you can be successful. To be clueless on how to achieve something you want, all right, is very difficult. Yes or no? So, how many people want to be rich and famous? Now tell me. Nobody wants to be rich and famous? Not famous? Rich. You want to be rich? All right. You want to be rich? You want to be rich? Yes. Tell me how.
We have plan.
What plan? It's not the plan. It is at this moment, as a student, you control what? A different set of things. When you finish school, you will control certain other kind of things. In school, for those people that want to base your wealth off of technology, shouldn't that be the focus of your studies? Every project that you do in class must be tied to the development of a new pen. Not that I do a project here, I do a project here, I do a project here, I do a project here. Every project that you do must be tied to this focus that I am developing a pen that can do something that nobody else can. When you finish school, it is going to be different type of controls, yes? But isn't it amazing that not only majority of the people don't have this, what is amazing to me, that majority of the young people don't even have this. A vision of what their legacy is going to be. Legacy. Legacy is when you are older, much, much older, what are people, when I look at you 40 years from now, what am I going to see and what am I going to think about you? What is your legacy? What is your legacy? Question is, don't you now need to now plan towards that legacy, and then as you have that legacy, at this moment in school, something happens. There are certain different metrics. When you finish school, certain metrics happen. When you start a business, certain metrics happen. Over a period of time, there are different control factors that happen. Now, we take it to what we are here for. You cannot produce the quality. You cannot produce more products. You cannot make a company more competitive. You cannot increase or reduce their cost. You cannot make their people happy or less happy. That is not within your control. Those are the consequences of two things. A plan, and within that plan, knowing what I can control. What can I control? Watch this. The only thing right now that you can control, once you have, and we're going to talk about this, where the problem is, okay? The only things, and there's a lot of stuff here, this one. The only thing that you can control is from here to here. That is where your project is, and depending upon what you do and how you do, there will be different consequences and results here, here, and here. Yes? Say yes. Now, do you have a plan for your project? Who was Denso? Who came to my office? Esdras? You came and asked me a question, right? Or Roshanai came and asked me, who's a Denso?
There's not this.
That we're developing a computer program. Somebody came and talked to me. Was it Covenant or was it Denso? I thought it was Denso.
No, I work at Covenant.
For example, Covenant. I am developing a program, yes? Yes or no? Yeah, say yes. For what reason? Question, the computer program that you're developing is not important. Question is how you're going to use that computer program to do what? To do what? It's not the computer program. How you're going to implement and use that computer program is very important. You see, so whether you think, my God, I am doing something or I'm not doing, I am going to give you a single focus. From now on, when you look at systems, you look at this. Throughput. Throughput is, and we'll show you the equation when we look at factory physics, because we're going to, I think on Monday, right? We're going to support this with mathematics. These concepts are going to be produced in terms of matter. So I can do this, or I can do this. These are, I can control this. I can control this through design. This I can control. I can control how I design the flow. I can control the variation in the system. I can control the disruption in the system. I can control the quality of life. I can control the flow because I can control the balance. I can control the flow because I can create a one-piece flow. And in the Lego exercise,